Good morning, guys. Today is the 1st of March and winter is officially over. Now, lots of things are starting to flower and lots of things in the shed are starting to get underway. So it's a sign that there are busier times to come. And one good thing that I'm starting to look at doing now is taking stock of what my tools are, what sort of tools I've got, what sort of condition they're in, what sort of equipment I might need. And one thing I've been in the market for a while is gloves. You can see here, my gloves are really worn. I've had them for at least 3 years now, and I'm in the market for some new gloves. Now, as fate would have it, a company contacted me and asked me, and this is a small YouTube channel, to promote one of their products. And they've even sent me 2 free samples, and they've given me a discount code, which I can give on to you guys, and you guys can get a saving if you order with that discount code. Now, let's take a look at what they've sent. And today's video is going to be a bit of a review, and I've even devised some tests for these gloves as well. So the company is called Slarmore, and they specialize in gardening gloves, and you can find them on Amazon. So a nice reputable sort of supplier. And they've sent me 2 packs of gloves. The nice lady I was speaking to asked what size and what color I wanted, and I just happened to pick these colors here. And yeah, here they are. They're long sort of gauntlet variety of gloves. They're made of leather, and they've got sort of some protective sort of more grippier bits as well. And yeah, let's take a sort of close up look at these. Now, the first thing you might note is the color, and obviously a little bit garish, but there's a practical benefit to this, and that is that if you drop this in a compost heap or something, you're not going to lose them. The next thing I'll just mention is the fit. This is a size large, and for my sort of, I don't know, average size man hands, they fit really well. I've not got too much excess, and they're not too tight or anything. And then the final thing is obviously the quality of the sort of materials and the stitching and things like that. I'm not seeing any sort of imperfections or anything. They look really, quite well made. And you've obviously got this gauntlet designed to add a bit of added protection. And you've also got a toggle here, which you can, if I work out how, you can actually tighten the gauntlet as well to make a more sort of snug fit as well. So on the whole, just from looking at the gloves, they look okay, and I think they're going to be pretty good. However, what I want to do in this video is put them through some tests. So I've devised a couple tests. One is really around sort of durability and protection, and the other one is all about comfort and sort of resistance to elements. Now, for the first test around sort of durability and protection, I've sort of split these into levels. So I've got a level 1 test here, which is going to be digging out this rose and transplanting it into a pot. The reason this is level 1 is because the thorns are quite small. Now, this rose has never done particularly well in this spot. I need to dig out a lot of the plants here to make room for new plants and things. And this rose is one of those ones where I'm not quite sure where it's going to go, so I'm going to dig it up. But what I'm hoping to see from this is that I've got a lot of confidence handling the prickly thorns on this plant, and it's not going to cause any issues for the gloves. So I'm going to get into level 1 and see if this passes. Now, around these thorny bits here, the thorns are not piercing the glove at all. I can pick this up, I can squeeze it, really hard. None of the thorns are going through. And in terms of the gloves as well, there's no real damage being seen or anything. So overall, level 1, pass. So the level 2 test for these gloves is quite a tough one. It's a big jump up from those tiny little thorns on that rose. And this is a gooseberry bush. So I'm here at the allotment. This gooseberry bush here, I sort of reclaimed a little bit when I cleared the allotment of all the weeds and things. But the big problem with it is that there's lots of dead bits. There's lots of lichen growing on it. And I need to cut those bits out to make this bush a bit healthier for this coming season. And it is starting to bud, but the reason gooseberries bushes is the level 2 test is because the thorns on this are very aggressive. They're really closely clustered, and they're going to cause, well, they would cause me a bit of a problem if I tried to do this with just my bare hands. But I'm going to get into this. I'm going to trim out all the dead bits, and then I'll sort of do a review. We'll have a look if my hands are cut and bleeding. Cutting the gooseberry bush, absolute no problem at all. These thorns are just breaking on the glove. They're not penetrating at all, and the gloves are holding up really nicely, other than acquiring a little bit of dirt now, but that's mainly from potting up the rose. Now, the final test regarding sort of protection and durability, the level 3 test is going to be on this Berberis here. So this Berberis red pillar is an absolute nightmare. The thorns on it are absolutely lethal, and every time I have to deal with this, cutting it back or anything, I get splinters, I get cuts, and it's a horrible plant to have to deal with. Looks pretty great, great red berries in the autumn, nice little white flowers during the summer, lovely in that regard, but a nightmare to deal with. Now, it suffers from the same problem as the gooseberries. It's quite an old plant, it's probably past its prime, and it's got lots of this lichen on it. So I'm really just trying to trim it in, thin it out, and sort of make it a bit of a healthier plant. But I'm hoping these gloves are going to protect me. Now that there is absolutely incredible. I can pick up these, squeeze them hard. Like I'm squeezing there and it's not going through at all. And considering how much problems this has caused me in the past, that is incredible. And what's also great with these gloves now is the gauntlet as well, where I've got to reach into the plant to get some of the sort of dead, bigger, more sort of lichen, sort of colonized branches. The gauntlets really, pay for themselves in terms of the added protection they give you. So, yeah, level 3 pass as well. Now with gloves, it's not all just about protection. They've also got to be pretty comfortable. Now I've worn these throughout the test, and I can tell you now that comfort-wise, they're really good. Really, not quite breathable. My hands aren't too hot and sweaty, but also I think if it was really cold today, my hands would be nice and warm as well. So I think really good material, and that's sort of what you get with like a genuine leather. Now, one thing you're probably going to be using gloves for is in the winter when it's cold and wet and things. So I want to sort of see how sort of waterproof these are. And I've got 2 levels of tests. Now, level 1 is pretty straightforward. I just want to see if they're sort of shower proof. So I'm just going to turn this on and just hold my hands under it and see if I can feel my hands getting wet. And initially, right now, no, they're not getting wet at all. I can wash some of this mud off them, and my hands are nice and dry. Now, the gauntlet material is different, and I don't know if that's as waterproof. Just going to see. Yeah, water is being repelled off. It's sort of hydrophobic. So yeah, so far level 1 of sort of resistance to sort of wet and cold, really good. Now, level 2 is I'm just going to submerge my hands and confirm if there's any leaks. Now, it's obviously past level 1, but the big difference here is maybe I drop something in a pond or I drop something in a water butt and I want to quickly fish it out. Does this keep my hands completely dry? So the left mitt here, completely dry. It's not coming through at all. My hands are staying nice and dry with this. So yeah, level 2, waterproofness, perfect, really good. So that there, guys, is my honest review of these gloves by Slarmore, and I'd just like to thank Slarmore for sending me these. They're perfect, and I'm definitely going to be using them in my sort of future videos. Now, I will put a link to this product in the description of this video, and I'll also put in there the discount code, which will get you 10% off as well. And yeah, obviously, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. But overall, really durable, gives a good level of protection, very comfortable as well. And the nice feature is that they're waterproof as well, so you haven't got to worry about getting cold and wet hands in the winter. So overall, I think great value for money. If you like these sort of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all soon for more videos.